Hi, everybody. Another message. This one is from Facebook as well. This is from another friend of mine from New Jersey named Nicole. We've corresponded back and forth a few times. This girl's great. She really is. She's gone out of her way to help out with me. So I'm glad I'm going to be doing this one for her. Um, so here we go, and I'm going to cut into like the middle of one of her messages because this is what's really important. I went no contact with my narc brother 2 years ago. My parents had a fight with me a month ago, and I have only spoke to my father. I ended up hanging up on him. No communication since. I wrote a really long no contact letter addressed to my parents and all my siblings. My question is, should I send this letter or not? Will this letter just engage them more? Or should I just continue to not take their calls and ignore them? The reason I am concerned is because during my search, I realized my narcissistic tendencies as well. Some of those tendencies include going for the kill once I am pushed to that point. Boy, do we all do that. My cover photo on Facebook, be who you are and say how you feel, etc., is definitely me, but I can take it to another level in anger. I'm not a screamer. My words cut like a knife. Let me know your thoughts if you don't mind. I would love for you to read the letter if you don't mind. Just so you know, I am a terrible writer. I'm a great communicator in person, just not in writing. Thanks for letting me know everything. Let me know. I have 4 siblings plus their spouses. I want to go no contact with all but 2. I'm prepared for triangulation with them and realized that could happen. She went on later on to say she didn't actually send the letter, which was the right thing. As far as a lot of people ask, should I write a letter? Should I notify the narcissist that I'm going no contact? My opinion is no, but that is generally up to you because, as you said, you're just engaging them in the fight and giving them more ammunition to come back at you with. They're not going to change because of a letter. I think partially the reasoning for the letter is maybe you want them to change. Maybe you want the light to go off in their head and say, I'm the problem. I'm sorry. It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. I didn't officially ever tell my family I was going no contact. I just cut them off. Same thing my wife did with her family. Just cut them off 3 years ago. Now she, believe it or not, has just been having communication with her 2 brothers. The oldest one had moved to North Carolina, and now the youngest one moved there as well with the brother. And now that they're away from, because they went basically low contact with her parents, who are both narcissists, and now neither one of them, they're both at the ends of their ropes with them, and they reached out to my wife, and there's been some open lines of communication with them as well. You got to be prepared when you go no contact that you're crazy, you've always been a problem, so on and so forth. In my wife's case, her father blames it on the music because she was always a punk girl and a thrash metal girl, which is a rarity for a Dominican in Brooklyn, but that's what she was. So they're always going to look to blame something else other than them being the issue. As far as the triangulation goes, and if you want to keep contact with 2 but not the others, that all depends on if they're going to maintain a relationship with the narcissist themselves. And as difficult as it may be, because what my wife said and what I've been saying, if you're going to have any contact with these people, knowing what they are and knowing how they behave and knowing what they do to me and to some other people in her life, then I can't have you in my life. And, I would welcome you back in once they're out of your life. And I would say, I'm not giving you an ultimatum or making a demand that either you cut them out or that's it. I would just say, that's the situation I'm in, that I cannot have any type of relationship or communication with people who knowingly and willingly will have communication and a relationship with dangerous psychopathic narcissists who are out to destroy everybody. And unfortunately for the two, if they're going to remain in contact with them, they're going to find out the hard way, because this happens every time. When the narcissist loses all of their narcissistic supply and they lose all their black sheep, they are going to then turn and use their tactics on the golden child and the enablers. It's what happens every time. It happens every single solitary time. So they might triangulate for a while, but they're only going to get so far off their triangulation because they're not getting their narcissistic supply. They can only get their narcissistic supply from you. From you. And a letter is very personal, so you can send it and they can read it and they're going to tear it up or they're going to hide it and it's maybe never ever get out into the light. If you're going to do anything with the narcissist, you don't do it to them one-on-one. I would recommend you do it how I do it and how many others do it, in a public forum on YouTube or on Facebook, or you publicly show the world their actions. That way you're not actually arguing with them. You got all the power because you're talking about them. Do you understand? But they don't have that ability to come back and feed their narcissistic supply by calling you a liar, calling you crazy, making you into the issue, gaslighting you, turning issues that aren't issues on their head. And you're so far off the point when you try to engage these people, you've lost the entire reasoning and your entire motivation behind your going no contact. So I think you handled it right. The letter was a good thing for you to write out. At least you put it into words, even though you never sent it, because it is a way of being able to express yourself on paper or getting these feelings out of yourself and onto somewhere else. I'm glad you didn't send it, though, because I don't really believe in letters or direct phone calls unless you're going to record it. Because when you know you're recording, you're able to keep things into perspective better, because everybody's going to see and hear for themselves how they react to it. Unless there's going to be witnesses to how your parents react to a letter, unless you're going to read it in front of everybody, in front of the entire family, but even that's difficult, because if their enablers are there, then your enablers are going to jump in and try to throw you off mark and throw you off base. So I think you handled it right. The right way to deal with this is publicly, through YouTube, through whatever social media you can, okay? But never acknowledge them one-on-one. Never deal with them one-on-one. And you sure as hell better should never deal with their enablers, because I've talked about that over and over and over again. Because most times they could be worse than the narcissist. And don't beat yourself up over having narcissistic tendencies. Every single human being on the planet has narcissistic tendencies. We're going to be more prone to it because that's what we were raised in. That's what we know. The difference is we know it's wrong and we try to stop it, and we do everything we can not to abuse the people around us because we know it's wrong. That's the difference between us and people like our parents. Our parents know it's wrong, and they do it anyway. So thank you, Nicole. And Nicole, thank you for the help you've given me. She's been great. She really has been. She's a good girl, and she's been a very, very good supporter, a great supporter of mine. So thank you. Okay, everybody, the GoFundMe is still in the description box. I'm trying to hit my goal by the end of the month, so if you could please donate or share, I'd appreciate it. And remember, if you donate and you want me to bring an issue to the table, you want your story out there, if you donate, it goes right to the head of all these messages I have, and I'll make a video. The next video I do will probably be that day, most likely be that day, and you go to the front of the line. So again, the GoFundMe link is in the description box. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for the message, Nicole, and all your help. This is Ollie Matthews. I'll see you all again real soon. Bye.